All right. Now, non-planar faces. This is one of those things where this is almost kind of what I call a common sense issue. I don't like to check it. Notice in my cleanup tool, I don't have it checked off, and there's a reason. And the reason is this, is that sometimes when you're working with modeling, sometimes you will have cases where your quads will slightly bend. When you're working in character modeling sometimes on organic shapes, in essence, you are going to get a little bit of bend. The problem is that when is too much, too much. And in this case here, when you have a vert that's just kind of flying out of its orbit so far away from the shaping, you have to ask, is that intentional by the artist or is that a mistake? Most of the time, most artists that understand using edge flow in the way they should work, having a vert stray so far away from a quad, that's usually not a good sign that they plan their edge flow properly. So you usually want to kind of fix that issue and the like. Now here's a problem though. All right, I'll show you if I were to do the fix. And here's the thing. This is obvious, and you fix on site. And Maya will pick on this if I had a non-planar face. And I'm just going to check it on just so you can see this. I'll hit apply. It'll highlight. But here's the deal. Let's say I go fix it. All right, hit the V key. I got it aligned. Run the tool. Nothing highlights. So in my world, it seems like it's fixed. Here's the problem though, and here's what a lot of you guys will run into if you leave this checked on. What if I were to just blow on that vert? Just nudge it just a little bit, just like that. Looks pretty normal to me, not much going on, but boom, non-planar faces is on. Suddenly you find yourself chasing your tail. What's wrong? What did I do? And the problem is that this could get you running on a path that you don't want to be on and wasting time when there was no problem for you to solve. So my suggestion is uncheck non-planar faces and keep it unchecked unless there's a specific reason why you need to be looking for non-planar faces. Every once in a while you do run into slight rendering issues based on non-planar faces, and in those situations maybe you have to correct for it. But I've seen non-planar faces bend as much as this, especially when you're working in end cloth. And there will be times where there is a little flex at the place where the cloth bends. So quads are flexible. They have a little bit of flex to them, but I wouldn't abuse it. And this is a common sense rule. And my suggestion is try to work within the constraints of good edge flow and fix the obvious ones, which are things like this, on site. Okay? And that is a little bit about non-planar faces. All right? And then the next two issues are examples of faces with holes. And the amazing thing about this is that this is hard to do on purpose because you got to make an effort to make something bad like this. However, once you get to this point where you do make it bad, and here's why it's bad. If I would hit the 3 key, take a look at what it does here. Some nastiness there, nastiness there. That's just all sorts of bad. And if I try to fix it with, let's say the fix people think is, well, I'll just use the multi-cut tool. Well, here's the case where problem geometry can bite you and make it hard for your tools to work. So it might show up here, but take a look. I don't think I'm going to get this tool to work there. Nope, it didn't want to connect. It's just angry at me right now. And again, you don't know how this is going to work. Maybe you get lucky. Look at this. Maybe we get lucky here. I'm not sure. Maybe it makes a liar to me. Nope. And you're going to spend all this time trying to fix a piece of topology when in fact maybe you just go ahead and remake it the right way. So just a couple of things. This one, same way. I'm going to run the tool. There it goes. Edge faces with holes. And again, if I try to fix it normally, I'm going to run into issues. So what I would suggest is to nuke this area, get rid of it, and then refill the hole. Okay? And then if you need to make a proper hole, and right now I'll just go ahead and use, select the face and poke face, and then go ahead and go into vertex mode and chamfer vertex if you need the extra geometry to make a hole properly. And again, that's a 4-sided hole. You probably need a few extra edges to make it more of an 8-sided scenario. But anyway, the topology should look like it makes sense when it comes to the issues. So again, faces with holes, just nuke the area and then refix it, or just get rid of it, depending on what you need.